The enduring appeal of Little House on the Prairie has always rested on its warmth, moral lessons, and depiction of pioneer hardship. Yet among its many heartfelt episodes and carefully crafted scenes, fans have long been fascinated by the idea that even a polished production like this could contain unnoticed bloopers or subtle continuity slips. The scene at the center of this discussion is less about an obvious mistake, like a missed line or visible equipment, and more about something far more elusive, tiny details that slipped through editing and remained in the final broadcast unnoticed for years. The show, based on the books by Laura Ingalls Wilder, built a reputation for emotional storytelling and historical drama. Its ability to mix family life with harsh frontier realities made it a standout series for nearly a decade. Still, like many long-running productions, it was filmed under tight schedules, challenging outdoor conditions, and evolving cast dynamics. These pressures occasionally led to small inconsistencies that only sharp-eyed viewers would later identify. What makes this particular quote-unquote blooper concept compelling is how it reflects the difference between modern expectations of perfection in television and the reality of 1970s-1980s production workflows. Editors worked with physical film, limited takes, and practical constraints that left little room for perfectionism. As a result, what fans now interpret as hidden mistakes were often just natural outcomes of a fast-moving production environment. The enduring legacy of a frontier family drama. At its core, Little House on the Prairie remains one of the most influential family dramas in American television history. Spanning 9 seasons and over 200 episodes, the show left a cultural imprint that continues decades after its original run. It followed the Ingalls family as they navigated hardship, community life, and personal growth in the American Midwest during the late 19th century. The series gained recognition for tackling unusually serious themes for its time. Storylines addressed adoption, disability, alcoholism, poverty, racism, and illness, often blending emotional realism with moral storytelling. While the show occasionally departed from Laura Ingalls Wilder's original books, it maintained a consistent tone that resonated with audiences seeking both comfort and reflection. Its popularity also stemmed from its balance between simplicity and depth. Episodes often centered on everyday struggles, harvest failures, school conflicts, or family misunderstandings, yet elevated them into universal lessons. This approach made the series accessible to viewers of all ages, while still offering emotional complexity. Despite its wholesome reputation, production was not without its complications. The long filming schedule, outdoor sets, and evolving cast dynamics meant that continuity errors and production shortcuts occasionally appeared. These imperfections, far from diminishing the show, now contribute to its charm and provide fans with endless material for rewatch analysis. Michael Landon's creative control and on-set influence. Few figures shaped Little House on the Prairie more than Michael Landon, who served not only as the lead actor but also as a writer, director, and executive producer. His creative influence extended across nearly every aspect of production, giving the series its distinctive tone and emotional rhythm. Landon's leadership style was deeply hands-on. He frequently rewrote scripts, adjusted dialogue during filming, and made real-time decisions about pacing and camera work. This flexibility allowed the show to feel natural and emotionally immediate, but it also meant that scenes could evolve rapidly during production, sometimes creating minor continuity inconsistencies that editors had to resolve later. He was also known for his strong personal presence on set. Cast members often described him as both demanding and supportive, someone who maintained high standards while fostering a familial atmosphere. His ability to shift between acting and directing within the same production day contributed to the show's efficiency, but also its occasional unpredictability. Beyond logistics, Landon's personal life and beliefs influenced storytelling choices. His interest in moral themes, faith, and redemption often appeared in episode narratives. This blend of personal conviction and professional control helped define the show's identity, making it both deeply personal and broadly appealing. Cast connections, families, and real-life relationships. The cast of Little House on the Prairie developed unusually close bonds over the course of its long production run. Many actors spent years working together, which led to relationships that blurred the line between on-screen family dynamics and real-life friendships. One of the most notable examples involves Melissa Gilbert, who portrayed Laura Ingalls, and Jonathan Gilbert, who played Willie Oleson. Although not biological siblings, they were adopted into the same family and shared a real-life connection that paralleled their sometimes adversarial relationship on screen. This off-screen familiarity added depth to their performances, especially in later episodes where their characters matured and softened toward each other. Other cast members also formed strong personal ties. The long filming periods at outdoor locations created a communal environment where actors, crew members, and families often spent extended time together. These interactions contributed to the show's authentic portrayal of community life, as many performers naturally developed a sense of belonging similar to their characters. However, these close relationships also meant that personal changes, such as marriages, divorces, or career shifts, had a visible impact on the production atmosphere. Over time, the evolving dynamics among cast members became part of the show's off-screen history, influencing how later seasons were remembered by both viewers and participants. Real-life struggles behind the on-screen pioneer spirit. While Little House on the Prairie often portrayed idealized resilience, some cast members faced personal struggles that contrasted sharply with their on-screen personas. Reports and later interviews revealed that certain actors dealt with challenges such as substance use, health issues, and the pressures of long-term television work. These realities added an unexpected layer of complexity to the show's legacy. Characters like Charles Ingalls, known for moral clarity and discipline, were portrayed by actors whose real lives were far more complicated. Such contrasts highlight the difference between narrative fiction and the lived experiences of performers working under intense schedules. At the same time, the production itself reflected broader industry norms of the era. Smoking and drinking were common in Hollywood during the 1970s and 1980s, and many sets did not enforce the health standards expected today. These conditions sometimes affected filming efficiency and contributed to fatigue or scheduling delays. Despite these challenges, the professionalism of the cast and crew allowed the series to maintain its consistent tone. Many performers later reflected on their time on the show with mixed emotions, acknowledging difficulties while also recognizing the creative fulfillment and cultural impact of the project. Sibling actors and unusual casting overlaps. One of the most intriguing aspects of Little House on the Prairie is how frequently real-life siblings or related actors appeared across its many seasons. These casting overlaps added unintended realism to the series, while also creating behind-the-scenes curiosities for fans who later discovered them. For example, twins Lindsay and Sydney Greenbush both portrayed Carrie Ingalls, sharing the role in alternating scenes. This allowed production to comply with child labor restrictions while maintaining continuity in filming schedules. Similarly, other cast members had familial or adoptive connections that shaped their involvement in the series in unexpected ways. These overlaps extended beyond the Ingalls family. Several actors who appeared in guest roles or recurring parts were later revealed to have connections to other cast members or shared professional histories. Such coincidences contributed to the sense that the production was a tightly interconnected community rather than a typical television ensemble. Over time, fans began to recognize these relationships as part of the show's charm. What might have once been seen as coincidence is now viewed as part of the production's layered history, where casting decisions often reflected both practical needs and personal networks within the entertainment industry. Filming conditions and the harsh reality of Big Sky Ranch production for Little House on the Prairie primarily took place at outdoor locations such as Big Sky Ranch in California, where environmental conditions played a significant role in shaping both performances and production challenges. The set was designed to resemble a 19th-century frontier town, but filming there often meant dealing with extreme weather. Summer temperatures frequently climbed into the triple digits, making long shooting days physically demanding for cast and crew. Costumes designed for historical accuracy, heavy fabrics, multiple layers, and bonnets intensified the discomfort. These conditions sometimes led to heat exhaustion or delays in filming schedules. Actors had to take frequent breaks, and crew members adjusted shooting plans to accommodate safety concerns. Despite these challenges, The outdoor setting contributed greatly to the show's visual authenticity. The natural landscape also introduced unpredictability. Wind, dust, and lighting changes often forced reshoots or last-minute adjustments. These environmental factors occasionally resulted in continuity inconsistencies, which modern viewers sometimes interpret as, quote, blooper moments when revisiting the series in detail. Script reuse, production efficiency, and bonanza connections. An interesting behind-the-scenes detail about Little House on the Prairie is its connection to earlier television productions involving Michael Landon, particularly Bonanza. Some storylines, themes, and production techniques were adapted or repurposed between the two shows. This practice was partly driven by efficiency. Television production in earlier decades often required rapid turnaround times, and reusing narrative structures was a practical way to meet deadlines while maintaining quality. Certain episode concepts were reimagined with different characters and settings, giving them new life in a different context. This overlap also reflects Landon's creative evolution. Having worked extensively on Bonanza, he carried forward storytelling instincts that emphasized family values, moral dilemmas, and emotional resolution. These elements became central to Little House's identity. For viewers revisiting both series, similarities in tone and structure can be noticeable. While this sometimes creates a sense of repetition, it also highlights how television storytelling in that era relied on strong thematic foundations rather than constant novelty. Behind the scenes, conflicts, contracts, and career tensions. Despite its wholesome image, Little House on the Prairie experienced its share of professional tensions. As the series grew in popularity, issues related to contracts, compensation, and creative control occasionally surfaced among cast members. Some actors reportedly felt that their contributions were undervalued compared to the show's success. In long-running productions, disparities in pay and recognition are not uncommon, especially when a central figure like Michael Landon holds multiple leadership roles. These dynamics sometimes led to frustration or renegotiation attempts. At the same time, the collaborative nature of the set meant that disagreements were often balanced by long-standing working relationships. Many cast members remained committed to the series despite challenges, valuing the stability and visibility it provided. Over time, these behind-the-scenes tensions became part of the show's broader history. They serve as a reminder that even productions centered on family harmony are shaped by real-world business negotiations and creative differences. Notable guest stars, career paths, and unexpected breakthroughs. Throughout its run, Little House on the Prairie featured numerous guest actors who later went on to notable careers in film and television. These appearances often served as early stepping stones for performers who would achieve greater fame in later decades. One frequently cited example is Jason Bateman, who appeared as a child actor in the series before becoming a well-known television and film director and performer. His early experience on the show exposed him to a professional environment that emphasized discipline and ensemble performance. Other cast members from guest roles or supporting parts also built long careers in entertainment, theater, and directing. The show's reputation for strong storytelling made it an attractive credit for emerging actors seeking experience in high-quality television drama. These career trajectories highlight the series' role as both a cultural phenomenon and a training ground for talent. Many performers who passed through its episodes carried forward lessons learned on set into long-term creative success. On-set mishaps, costumes, and unseen production challenges. Behind the polished final product of Little House on the Prairie lay numerous production challenges that occasionally resulted in visible or subtle on-screen inconsistencies. These ranged from costume discomfort to accidental injuries during filming. Some actors reported difficulties with period-accurate costumes that were heavy, restrictive, or impractical for long shooting days. Hairstyles and wigs sometimes caused discomfort or even minor injuries due to the materials and techniques used at the time. Additionally, certain storyline demands required physically demanding scenes, such as falls, rides, or staged accidents, that carried real risk even with stunt coordination. While safety measures were in place, filming conditions in earlier decades were not as advanced as modern standards. These realities sometimes contributed to the kinds of blooper moments fans later notice, when revisiting episodes frame by frame. A shifted prop, a visible safety rope, or a continuity mismatch becomes more noticeable in hindsight than it was during original broadcast. The lasting appeal of imperfection and hidden details. The fascination with hidden bloopers in Little House on the Prairie speaks to a broader cultural interest in uncovering the unseen layers of beloved television. What viewers once experienced as seamless storytelling now invites deeper analysis and rewatching with modern scrutiny. These discoveries do not diminish the show's legacy. Instead, they enrich it. Small imperfections reveal the human effort behind production, the rushed edits, environmental challenges, and real-life constraints that shaped each episode. In many ways, these subtle inconsistencies enhance the show's authenticity. They remind audiences that even carefully crafted television is the result of collaborative labor under imperfect conditions. Ultimately, the enduring popularity of the series lies not in technical perfection, but in emotional resonance. The hidden details, whether intentional or accidental, have become part of its charm, encouraging fans to keep exploring its world long after the final episode aired.